it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you.
Hi everyone, I'm Devin.
I'm Parker.
And we are the Egan family. And today we are finally sharing with you, what are we sharing? Our homeschool library tour and organization. This project was supposed to take us 2 days. It has taken us months because you will see why when we get into it. The sheer volume of books, the fact that, you know, most of the time we're trying to do this with 2, sometimes 3 wild kids. He's my calmest of the 3.
I'm trying.
You're wonderful. But you're a kid and you're supposed to have energy. So that happens.
Mostly what calms me down is tablet and video games.
So, I mean, there's a perfect storm of reasons why this has taken so long. But it's finally here, and we hope that you can appreciate it. I tried to get as much footage in the beginning, you'll see, of like me trying to organize it, but quickly realized that I was going to have to put the camera away and focus due to the sheer amount of books. So right now, before we get into the video, I want you to do something. I want you to comment down below how many books you think that we're going to have in this video. I'm going to give you a hint. It sounds like a ridiculous amount of books. And you're right. It is a ridiculous amount of books, but we have good reason for all those books, and they all get used. So
we're going to tell you at the end of this video.
Yes, absolutely. So comment now how many you think that we have, and at the end, you will see who's closest. So without further ado, let's get right into the footage from the beginning and see what we were dealing with. Okay, this is our absolute disaster of a living room. Yeah, Emmy is sitting on my lap, but she refuses to put clothes on, so she will not be in the video right now. But this is what we are working with, and surprisingly, one of the bigger sections of our library is still not empty. Please don't do that, Emery. So right now, what Will is doing is going upstairs to bring our computer downstairs so I can catalog all of these because we're doing a legit library. We've decided that we're putting all of our board books or books the little girls can play with on this shelf. This will be for Parker's readers and all of our school books for the year, along with this, which will hold some curriculum. Here are some more books. And we have the big, large books in here. And that will. But we have all of these to put away. It's overwhelming, but I'm going to catalog them as we go. So, but what I'm going to tackle right now is the board books. Emery, please get out of there. Is our overwhelming collection of board books or little kid books. And then we'll get into the rest of it. These are some of the sections that we still have to empty. So these are all like readers and things like that. And then, excuse the mess, the kids use this as their playroom and sometimes trash it. But these are 2 giant cube organizers on their side, and they are overflowing every which way with books. So, like I said, this is going to be a long process, but I think we're going to feel so much better when it's all. Oh my gosh. So I feel like every time I try and update you, all of my family just like loses it. I am a hot mess. My house is a hot mess, but for good reason, because we're making a lot of progress on this library situation. I'm going to flip you around so I can show you kind of what we've been doing. And then there's some stuff that I will have to update you on later, but this is what we have going on so far. So, I have a sleepy family over here. But so far we have a box over there to donate or to pack away for family. Some chapter books here, there. Oh no. Some fiction. Curriculum, we're using this here. In these boxes. This is all fiction. These are things we're using for our unit studies. We have holidays, cultural books. These are all books about presents. These are leveled readers, nonfiction, other books. Oh no. Cultural books, poetry, collections, fiction, Christmas, and chapter books. But I did get this somewhat organized and cataloged. Everything on here is cataloged. I'm tired. All right, so the lighting is really bad in here. There's a mess on the floor. I swear I've cleaned this room out here like 100 million times since summer has started. It just always gets trashed. This is like our playroom area, I guess. And I need to spend a day out here again, getting it back in shape, especially before school. But here, hi Benny. Those are all of our holiday books, all the way to there. That's a bunch of cords that aren't plugged into anything that I just need to move. My cat's in the way. Those binders are things that a retired teacher gave me. They're all like coloring sheets and things like that I'm going to pull out and put in a different space so we can use all of this for books. These are 2 bins of first grade curriculum that I'm going to put away and save for the girls. And then I have all of this empty space to work with. And then this is the start of my nonfiction collection. For things that we are not using this year. Benny thinks I'm trying to play a game with him. But those obviously, or not obviously, those have not been cataloged yet. And then we have all of this room up here to work with. So my other thought about what to do is to bring the bins out here of all of the, for all of the units we are not currently studying and put them along the top. So when we get to that unit, I can just come out here and pull, because this room is essentially unusable for us. It is not a non-insulated enclosed front porch. So it's unusable for us. We do live in New York. For those of you who don't know, here, let me turn you around. I felt like that was weird talking to my feet there for a minute. But for those of you who don't know, we do live in New York, and so an uninsulated front porch really is only a 3 seasons room. And our winter is painfully long, or at least it feels that way, for all of us here. So they would be untouched out here in the winter. They'd be safe. And there's one other bookshelf that I don't think I've shown you yet. Let me show you that one. This is my last bookshelf. And yes, there are still books out here that need to come inside and get organized. This is my last project. Will's bringing these in. So let's stop procrastinating, shall we? Let's go catalog. Okay, for anybody who is interested, I have this set up. Sorry, my mouse is dying. I have this set up in the Numbers app. And what I have is the category. So for all our little golden books, this is all of them. I have the title, the author, if it's applicable, and who the book belongs to. So my mom has gifted us a whole bunch from my childhood. She saved a ton of them from when I was little. So I marked, if they were from her, then I marked that specifically so we know for sure what belonged to her. And then if they were given specifically as a gift for Parker or Emery or Eloise, and then if we just bought them or acquired them for homeschool, then I didn't put anybody in particular. So all of the kids, I just figured that this might be the easiest way to do it. Like when the kids move out eventually, they'll have access to this, hopefully, and they'll be able to fairly split up these books. So I have like all the different holidays, back to school milestones, birthdays, board books. This is all I've categorized so far. If we have multiples of the book that we're keeping for our bridal or our
baby showers, we had people gift the books, and so there's like inscriptions in them, so I don't want to get rid of the multiple copies, because there are special messages to the kids in them. Christmas books, and yeah, so on so forth. Oh, I have a big Christmas collection, Easter, and there's the golden books. It's all alphabetical. There's Halloween, there's like other miscellaneous holidays, St. Patrick's Day, Thanksgiving, and Valentine's Day. Oh, I do have a whole bunch of Jewish holidays that were up a little bit higher on the list as well. So that's where I am right now. My mouse is going to die, so I think I have to switch gears, charge my mouse, and sort some of the books into their other categories. So that's what I'm going to attempt for right now. And I will check in later. Okay. What was supposed to be like a 2-day project has turned into like a million-week project. But this is what we got going on with the kids. Books in their room. How cute. I hung these pictures up. There's an Emery, Parker, and Eloise made by our wonderful friend Adrienne. We love her so much. So she's watching. We love you. You're the sweetest person ever. And then we have some book buddies, mostly the Kohl's Care Kids collection. This is Snowberry from, I can't remember who wrote it. It was I had his book when I was little. And then, of course, there has to be a Wizard of Oz character and a couple random Winnie the Pooh ones. So on the top shelf here, we have like all bedtime themed books or books about like how much you love your kids, things like that, or classic stories. So there's paperbacks, there's like a chunk of like classic hardcover series or just hardcover books that didn't really fit anywhere else, and more paperbacks. And then I tried hard to keep the rainbow shelf, so it goes from white to purple. Then we have some other, these are like bedtime trilogy or anthologies. We have some more collection books, and then like the 5 and 3 minute story books, and then 2 random picture books. And then these are anything that fit those categories, but did not fit in the shelves. So if you take a little step back here, I'm tripping over stuffed animals. If you take a little step back, this is now what the kids are working with in their book corner of their room. And I'm so thankful. So those are all cataloged in a spreadsheet and all beautifully organized. So we'll see how long that stays there. And while we're on the topic, I have the kids' closets pulled out because that's my next project here. But look at my suite of cute little things. Look at my cute little Ruby and Parker's cabin bed. For those of you who don't know, this is Parker's bed. It's quite large. I'll have to show you in a different video when we don't have the crazy mess of the closets all on the floor, but that's my next project is the closets. And that is my sweet little Ruby all curled up. Okay, so when you come into the library, this is the first bookshelf that my stepdad built for us. And this shelf here and this shelf here are all full of books that we plan on using in our schooling this year that we know for sure that we are using. Or that we're going to have people, or we're going to have Parker read himself or whatever that go with our units. So you'll see there's like a bunch of space books in here. Here's all like of our big reference books. Some Who Was books that we're planning on having him read. He already read this one, so we just added that back to the shelf for the years. And yeah, so that's what those 2 shelves are. Books that we're planning on reading this year. And then down here are all of the chapter books that are just about Parker's reading level. Some are a little more juvenile and some are a little more advanced, but just so he knows he's allowed to come in and pick these books anytime. And if you'll notice, they are double layered and some stacked on top. Okay, same for down here. But these are just all of his chapter books that he has to go for. Now here are all, these books all have themes, and they are, they have to do with school, they have to do with mental health, moods, emotional security, things like that, or they're classics. There's also books that like have math problems in them and things like that, or telling time, coding. These are all author studies, and these are character studies for the year. So this is like, and we just have a featured one out whenever we feel like changing them. For right now, we have Because You Are My Teacher. Parker put this one here, but that's a Winnie the Pooh book. And this is a book about emotions. Even superheroes have bad days, and it talks about how the world would be different if superheroes used their powers for evil when they had, just because they were having a bad day, and how we have to choose how we regulate our emotions. And it's okay that we have those bad days, but we have to be careful how those emotions come out. So we really like that book. But there's a bunch of them back here. So anytime he's struggling with something or I'm struggling with something, we can come and find a book and talk about emotions and feelings and how to appropriately channel those things. These are just a bunch of authors I wanted to touch on this year. So we have Stregonona, Tommy DePaula. We love him. We also have some Jan Brett in here. Some Ezra Keats, Mercer Mayer, a whole bunch of books like that. And then we also have a couple other reference books that wouldn't fit other places right there. And then we have some character books. Who doesn't love Pete the Cat? These are good ways to get Emery to focus too, to get her on board with doing school, as she loves these characters. A lot of these are for her, so I can do one-on-one work with her. There's Daniel Tiger, and Splat the Cat is in there. Who is this? Who do we have here? Oh, Froggy, Pinkerton. There's quite a few of them in there. The Click Clack Moo crew there. And then these are all of Parker's Desmond Cole books that he loves. And then one last reference book at the end. And then those are just coloring books. So that's what we have going on here. And if we turn you around here in the back, behind those are just a couple other reference books that we didn't really have another place for. But that's all we have in our dining room. Looking at this section of our library is all of our board books that are not specifically seasonal. I think a couple of the seasonal ones may have ended up back out here because Emery was pulling them from the front porch, but that's totally fine, because the purpose of this is so that she and Eloise can have free reign of the books that are safe for them to have, that they don't require supervision with. Emery's pretty good about ripping and chewing. She's not so great about remembering not to color in these books. It's a hard concept when you are told you can color in a coloring book, but not in a regular book. It's a hard line to figure out. So this way, she knows that if it comes from this shelf, no crayon or pencil goes on it. There's, of course, still mix-ups, but that's okay. And then these books right here are books that she's been pulling from a lot, so she can just take the whole bin and go sit somewhere if she wants to just have like all of the books that she's been playing with more frequently. And these, I really like these because they're really puffy too. So these are good for Eloise to play with. And so that is this little section. Oh, at the bottom there are just some of the books that don't quite fit in here, but are still board books that Emery loves. And then this is for a tablet, but it's also good for Emery to prop up a book when she's reading it. So, and then we have just the sweet little pictures of my grandma, and there's Emery, and there's baby Parker, and I need to print a baby Eloise picture. And of course, the Sanderson sisters watching on. So that is this section of the library. Huh, Ruby? Okay, so out here, these are all things that we pull from regularly in our homeschool. So let's go on top of here. Here is some leveled readers in the golden books. And these are just some more fiction books down here. And that is a Little House on the Prairie collector set. So that's what we have on this bookshelf. And this is out on our front porch. So that's right there. And this is kind of what we've got going on up here. So we have different leveled readers. up at the top. And this is a bunch of books based on music that he can grab anytime he wants. I kind of already showed you the bottom. So these are all holiday books. Some of our Halloween books are still out. I have to put them back. But there's Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, different holidays of other religions, Easter, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day. And then starting over there is nonfiction till about here. And then that's fiction. So those are all the books we have out here. These naughties are supposed to be in the living room. So but yeah, that's what we got going on. Okay, and here is your last chance to guess how many books we have in our library. Comment your guesses down below. And the answer is 3,048. Quite a few books, but we are so very thankful for them. So there you have it. Let us know how close you got to guessing the exact number of books that we had. If you even got a little bit close, good for you, because that was quite a bit, right?
I'll give you another hint. It's over 1,000 books.
I've already told them at this point, remember?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, good for you if you got even close to guessing. So now that is finally done, it has been working. So we're entering our 3rd week of homeschool as of right now, that like at the time of filming. And I have to say that the way the library is working so well. And even though we have so many books, it doesn't feel like claustrophobic at all. They're all organized in a way that if we need something, it's very easily accessible to all of us. And it's just, this is exactly what we need. It's also made like shopping for Christmas gifts, or when somebody asks like, oh, I found this book and I knew that Parker would like it. Does he already have it? Having the database, being able to pull it up, like, because with the sheer volume of books that we have, it's so easy to forget every little title that you have, especially when you get into those low-level chapter book series where we're missing odd and ends numbers. It's so nice to actually have it in writing now. So like I said, this was a total labor of love. And now that we're on the other side of it, we're so thankful that it's done. We don't have piles and boxes and like mounds of books taking up our entire living room anymore. It's been great. And like I said, it functions super well for our homeschool and for our family.
And the books were like literally from the end of the carpet to like
us. They
the
were
front door.
Yeah, they were. I mean, it took up our entire living room at one point in time. So we're so thankful to be on the other side of this. We're so thankful that this was a problem that we had, like a problem that we had, to be able to have to figure out a place to put all these incredible resources. That is a very, very lucky problem to have. So thank you so much for all of your support, for being patient, waiting for this video. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this channel, follow Parker's channel at Parker's Playground, follow us on Instagram. We're going to be doing some themed days and a lot more interactive content over there. So go check us out. Everything, of course, will be linked in the description box below.
Yeah.
And we will see you next time. Goodbye. Peace.
Peace.